What is up? We are here with Antoine Vaillant, one of Canada's best bodybuilders, Mr. Canada 2012.
Yep.
Also, multiple open men's bodybuilding champion, and you're going to the Arnold's for the second time.
So my first time actually was an amateur, amateurs. So technically my second time. You're right, but first time. Yeah.
I remember you because when I went to the Arnold's. I remember getting all the information, watching you before do the Arnold's. Did you? Would you come like second or?
So I was second to the overall winner in the super heavy.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
So appreciate you coming on, man. I'm stoked. I got some sweet questions to ask you, some good old questions, and we're just gonna see where you're at with your prep, what's going on for you, what's your plans this year, what's your mindset going into this, So thanks for coming on. Appreciate you, and. Yeah, man, anything you want to say first before we hack away at the questions?
Well, I am hosting a few podcasts myself, one on the HD Muscle channel, Pure Muscle Radio, and also I do a couple podcasts for IVB AMA, and you can go on ivbama.org to watch some of those, or the YouTube channel IVB AMA. I do the Jiu-Jitsu podcast with Juji, and I do Avian the Wrath with Frank, but I've been doing mostly the Jiu-Jitsu podcast, and you're gonna have to come on that one too.
Well, guys, you're already following them, so just make sure you guys head over and watch the podcast. They're great, full of knowledge, full of fun, education, edutainment, all that good stuff. So let's get it. So you're how many weeks out are we now from the Arnold? We're elite 8?
So 7 weeks already.
Yeah, already.
I know.
How are you feeling so far? How's your prep? Amongst all preps before, where does this one stand from previous preps?
So it's funny because the older I got, the faster the preps went by, and I remember the past few preps I did, I was like, wow, it was going by quick, but I feel like this one went by way faster than usual.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. I started 17 weeks out like usual.
Yeah,
but the first 6 weeks went by so quick. Then it was Christmas time. And then I was already we already 3 weeks after Christmas almost, right? So damn, what, 7 weeks out already?
Yeah.
The 6 weeks out number is that's I should be ready soon now. So I feel like I'm a little bit scared. It's already 6 weeks out next week. Yeah. But usually I always end up being super conditioned and stuff, so I'm not too worried about that. Today I had my first day where I was oh, I wish I was home napping instead of doing legs.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But after, it doesn't matter how I feel anymore. If I feel good or bad, I'm gonna get the sets done anyway. So I just don't think about it, and I go you know what? Let's just start doing the first rep, the first set, and just move on. And then after a really fucking hard set, I feel better and I'm more awake than the beginning of the workout. So I had a good leg workout today. I'm training with Morgan McDonald. I don't know if you know who he is. Yeah, we've been having really good workouts. So this prep, I've been training with him since the beginning. It's the first time in a long time I have a training partner for every workout.
Yeah, nice.
So I think that's really cool. It makes a big difference. But the mindset is good. The mindset's the same. It's I wake up and then every day you're how can I make this day the best possible so I can be the best possible at the show, right? That's all all it is. And the more I get older, the more I add gratitude in the mix, and I question things more. Then I realize that, it's good to obsess over things, but I also need to be aware of, how lucky I am to be doing this. Yes. And I also need to be aware of my surroundings, how I act with people, and I'm just a better bodybuilder and also better person on prep than before. So, I try not to be an asshole too much,
Wait, who's your last partner?
Training partner?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I would train sometimes with Cody Dorian and Robin Strand at the gym.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it would always be for sparingly, once in a while, or I would try for a few weeks and stop. Usually I always train by myself, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, so Morgan's a workhorse. I know Morgan, he's a beast. I think it's from my experience, I always have the saying you're either running from somebody or trying to catch up. And I think that's the having that during your entire prep, like especially like having a partner who would, get off your ass type thing, like, you gotta come, it's accountability kind of thing. Like you can't slack off. Your guys there at the gym waiting for you or whatever. But that's cool to see. Like I'm excited to see what happens because this is the first time I've seen you. I remember you choose to train with like everybody. Like I've been watching you forever, but this is the first time I've noticeably seen you with like a partner that's a training partner that's an everyday day in day out type thing. So what is Morgan getting ready for anything soon?
So
Or
Morgan is probably going to do a show like next year because he wants to be bigger, believe it or not. But at his height, it's like I understand. But he's like 320 right now with like fucking glutes leaner than me. Just how is this position, like abs and the huge legs, veins everywhere. So for me, like if I'm gonna have a training partner, I don't want to have a training partner where I'm gonna only be giving him a boost, right? So for me, it's like he's 30 years old. I think he's like younger than me. He's 320. He's lean. He's huge. So if I look at the guy on the machine or doing exercise, he's fucking a huge bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's like I'm with like fresh young blood, like of mass. And for him, I think it's like he probably likes training with me because of course I'm gonna do the Arnold. I did the Olympia, right? So it's like we're both motivating each other like that. But for me, it's like I'm not gonna train a guy who does like men's physique, for example.
No,
it doesn't work. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Not one. There's not one men's physique you would choose. Like, if you had one men's physique you could pick.
I would choose one men's physique.
Who would it be?
I would probably train with Jeremy Bundia.
Jeremy Bundia?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I wasn't expecting that.
The first name that came to my mind.
Okay.
And then I would have a board shorts pose off afterwards. I'm sure you'd be down at this point.
Of course.
We've had a couple before, but that's a thing of the past.
I did really. You guys had a little beef before.
Oh, it was kind of funny. Yeah, so when I did a guest posing with the board.
Oh my god, I remember that.
So it wasn't a real beef, but yeah.
A lot of guys were pissed. A lot of men's physique guys were butthurt.
Yeah, but they thought I was making fun of them. But the thing is, I was making fun of myself because I don't belong in board shorts.
Yeah.
No, I was making fun of me. But it's okay. I mean, sometimes I do things and I don't think too much, also, if I thought too much, I wouldn't be doing anything either. So
no, for sure. We were talking at the Olympia, and I remember exactly. I'm gonna make sure my guys put it in the recording, but you said that the goal was you hopefully want to qualify for Olympia, get qualified. You want to play so you can do your routine because you got this sweet routine, locked and loaded. And then you want to win a pro show or just get to the Olympia and then win, and then place however like best you can. And then you said that might be it for you if that happens. If that happens, is that still kind of the plan or? Yeah.
So it's funny you say that because the goal with Arnold, like I want to win Best Poser award because I think I can probably do that. And me and actually Taylor, my fiance, we've been working on the routine again. So we're building it back up with the same kind of song I had for the Olympia that I didn't get to do. So I want to do that. I want to be super full on stage for once. And also I want to qualify for the Olympia, and I think that will be the chance I can really have for that is the Detroit Pro that I didn't announce I'm going to do yet, but I'm kind of aiming for the Detroit Pro.
Okay.
I know Martin Fitzwater is doing it so far, but I think that's a show, that's a new pro show. People are going to want to do it, but I think my caliber is high enough to fucking get that one and get a qualification. Yeah. So that's kind of my goals. And if I do like all of that, I do the Olympia for the third time this year, because I was talking about like what do I want to do more after that, right? Like, should I just retire now after this? So it's like, yeah, maybe. But the thing is, like, I feel like now my body is like responding in a way that I didn't respond before. I'm like, man, would it be kind of suck to just retire now when I'm actually like improving so much?
Yeah.
But I think I'm improving so much because I rested so long in the last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it would keep going like that. That's not. So I think I've always done that with bodybuilding. I'm gonna focus on the goals I have at hand and then see what's next. Because even when I was 16 years old, I never said I'm gonna be in the Olympia stage one day. I was like, I'm gonna do a show. My first show, I'm gonna do that. And then once I got that, okay, I'm gonna do Mr. Quebec under 21. I did that. okay, now I want to win Mr. Quebec under 21. I did that. Then I was like, I want to win Canada under 21. I did that. Then I went on to the open category. I got my ass kicked. Ben Perkowski did it. So I was like, I got to build myself back up. And then I just tried to compete and be good. And then at the Arnold Amateur, I got second to the overall winner. Only then I thought that, hey, maybe I could turn pro. I was one place away from shaking Arnold's hand and getting a pro card.
Yeah.
This is when I realized I could be pro. And once I turned pro, I wanted to do a pro show. And then 2013 was a fucking mess, to be honest. And then I wanted to come back and just go on stage again. I got fourth at Toronto. And then my goal after that was to win a pro show. Only after I got fourth place in a pro show. But I tore my bicep, came back, and then I won a pro show. And I was like, I want to do the Olympia. And then now my goal is to do the Arnold. So I've never thought, it's funny to me, like, when a guy comes in, like, yeah, I'm going to compete against Bumstead in a few years, you'll see. And they never competed.
Yeah.
One step at a time, you know?
Yeah.
So I've always thought like that. So even now with this year coming up, I'm gonna think about my goals. Once they're done, I'm gonna see what's next.
Yeah.
If I would retire after a third pro win, the best posing award given by Arnold, and another Olympia, it wouldn't be a bad career for like 22 years of competing, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking more about that when I talked to you. But lately, I'm so into prep, and it's working so well. I don't think like that as much anymore.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna do these shows. I'm gonna try to get my goals, and then reassess after that.
Okay, so let's just say like you're gonna do it. You're gonna be at the Arnold, at your best, full, peeled. Where do you believe that you can place full and peeled? Like you're absolute. Like you bring your best, the way you need to, the way you can. Where do you think you can place at this year's Arnold?
Well, if a couple guys slip up and make a couple mistakes, I think it can be like a top 6 for sure.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of good guys, to be honest. But like, if I'm like fucking nails, like my best ever, and some guys who are like can maybe like beat me at their best, like Rafael Brandao is like really good, right?
Yeah.
He's a little bit bigger. I'm like, shit, that guy. If we're both at our best, it'd be a fucking battle, to be honest.
Yeah.
If like I don't know if it's a coach still trains him or not, but if his coach fucks something up and he slips down a couple places, I go up. The thing is, at this point, it all depends like who's the 100% and who's like 10% less good. Because if somebody is like 80%, they can just go down to like 7th place.
Easy.
If they were 100%, they go up to like 3rd place.
Yeah.
A good example of that is when I won my first pro show, the Cali Pro. The week before, I was 7th place.
Yeah.
A week later, 1st place.
Yeah.
Beating guys like Hassan and a bunch of other really good pros that were like competing. It's just that at the pro level, in the top 3, top 4, top 5, it's all about like who's 5% better and who's like 5% slipping up. It will depend who's like shows up at their best. But if everyone shows up at their best, dude, it's a pretty good show. Because Andrew Jack is there. Hubiel is there. Fucking Hadi, Mr. Olympia is there. Samson's there. It's like right there. It's like it's a good guys. James Ollingshed's there.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a good show. I think it's going to depend on like who's going to mess up their peak week or something, you know?
Well, it looks like to me there looks like to be more like aesthetic size guys at this show. So like for what I see, you know, you fit in. When I hear guys like Andrew Jack, Samson Dauda, you know, Rafael Brandao, yourself, I'm looking at you guys are mass monsters with like you're mass with class, right? So like those are really good. I would love to see that comparison would be awesome. Like, you know, obviously like Heidi's going to be there and you know whatever, but
yeah,
I think a majority of the guys are there's a lot of good mass with class there, and I think that you can. I think you and Rafael are a really good matchup. Like, I think that's one of those whoever slips up is gonna take.
Yeah, if I'm flat, I can't.
Yeah, you're bigger than you.
Huh?
You have bigger, better legs to me, hamstring wise. From the back, I feel you're a lot better.
Yeah, maybe, but the guy improved a lot since last time I saw him.
Yeah.
But so who's the mass monsters at the show? There's Horace MD and Rubiel are kind of like the big the big massive guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think those are the two. I mean, James Hollingshed, as
James, yeah.
he's a mass guy, but he's also like really good proportions. People
Very,
that
yeah.
he's like
yeah.
kind of in between. So I don't know. It's gonna be a good show. And to be honest, it's gonna be great to like be with the best in the world.
Yeah.
But actually have like good comparisons, because at the Olympia, the last one I did, it was like 30 something guys.
Yeah.
And then I was like right at like the 16th, 17th place, and after 16, it's all like ND did not place, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was the first guy who did not place after James, so they didn't compare me. I was like,
You didn't
if
get
I
the
actually
chance.
got compared, maybe I could have like,
Yeah.
who knows? Like you always want to be compared, but with the Arnold, there's only 13 guys.
Yeah.
Like, if they only do 2 call-outs, it's gonna be a short show, so they're gonna fucking make us pose. I hope.
What do you think should like when it comes to like the Olympia? I know like the Arnold's an invite Olympia, you qualify, but in my opinion, I feel like they should have 15 max at the Olympia. That's just I think 15 max.
Well, the 2020 Olympia, there was 16 guys.
Yeah.
So Regan was 15, Juan Morel was 16, I was 14.
Yeah.
So that was like a normal Olympia. The reason why there was 30 something guys, I think, is because with the COVID stuff, there was a half a year that got pushed in the show, the Olympia, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
There was some shows that were like double. There was like 2 New York Pro winners at the same Olympia.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's always been around like like a 20, like a 15 to 20 competitor list.
Yeah, 20's fine, right? Because you get the
20's
first 6, the second 6, then there's like 8 more to compare.
I think they should have like the qualification process should be you have like a certain amount of shows that you can only win. Like say there's only 15 to 20 shows that are 100% qualified for the Olympia, and then the rest are like tier shows that you got. You know what I mean? You got to keep winning to get yourself up. I don't know. I think it's making more exciting, especially the other classes. The other classes are just like
What's crazy? Like back then, top 3 would qualify for the Olympia.
Yeah.
And was there a lot of guys? Is there just more pro shows now? Is that what it is?
There's way more pro shows now. Like way more shows. There's way more shows, not only just in North America, but like around the world. Mm-hmm. There's way more in like Europe. There's way more in like South America. There's way more in like in China. There's way more in the Middle East. Like there's every continent has like like almost every country almost has a freaking pro show.
What if they did this? For example, like take Europe. So you get all the pro show winners in Europe, and then a week from the Olympia, you have like the final qualifier, and all the winners recompete again, and only the top 8 go to the Olympia in the US. And then the US could do the same though.
Yeah.
The US could do the same. All the pro show winners of the US, that would be a fucking crazy show. Like a week out, redo a show at the same time as the one in Europe, and the top 8 of each compete for the full top 16.
Like almost like a true like bracket system. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. And then people would compete in Europe way more because it's easier to win there.
Yeah. There's way more ways to make it way more competitive and exciting. I feel that we're not capitalizing on, but
yeah, I don't know. They used to have a point system where like there was like 5 guys who would compete just with the let's say if they all got second places.
Yeah.
They'd rack up enough points. Regan did one Olympia like that actually. The one he did in 2020. I think he showed up to his first Olympia on points.
Yeah.
He got like a third. Yeah, second place. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind if there's like a lot of guys, right? Because, for example, like the top 10 is a top 10, and the rest is like you're really fighting to squeeze in there.
Yeah.
Like so, it's like even there's like 20 or 30 guys, the top 10 is always like predictable. That's what I like about the Arnold. There's only 13 guys. I like one of the chosen few by like Arnold and his team. So it's like you feel like you're like it's almost like more exciting for me than the Olympia for some reason. Because it's like it's something new. I've never done it, and the Arnold Classic has always been fucking badass.
Yeah.
With the first one, I think Kevin Lavroni won that one. The first one, I think in '91.
Yeah.
So it's always cool to. I mean, it's a cool show to be honest. It's like
I like the Arnold. I think it's just because of Arnold himself. There's just the prestige behind it. You know what I mean? Like you're like, it almost has. You obviously win more money at the Olympia, but the Arnold, like even even Arnold himself is an Olympian, right?
True.
So it's like,
Yeah.
you can even make it's. You can almost argue and say the Olympia should be called the Arnold, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But
Well, at some point when they were like increasing the price of the Arnold, I was like, "Fuck, is it gonna go over the price of like the Olympia?" And then it's like gonna become the show people want to do. But Olympia will always stay Olympia. But the Arnold is becoming more and more prestigious. Like, look, like Hadi is doing the Arnold. He's an Olympia. So that tells you something, right? And the third place, Samson is doing it again to win the. So it's gonna be a good show. And just to tell you, like today I bought like a Arnold Classic 2024 T-shirts and an Arnold Classic poster on the website. Like just because I'm a fan too, right? I'm a fan, so I'm buying shit. But at the same time, I'm competing. I'm like, situation because people don't understand. Like most of us, like pro bodybuilders, we're a fan of the sport first. So like, of course, I'm excited to go to the Arnold because I'm going. Like, I have the best fucking ticket. I'm on stage.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy about it. So that's gonna be a fun time. And the thing is, at my age, like I was mentioning at the Olympics, like if I'm gonna retire, like in I don't know how many years, but like let's say like 2, 3, whatever it is, right? How many shows? How many times on stage am I gonna get up there? Let's say I do like Arnold UK, Detroit, Olympia. That's 4. All right. They say I add a guest posing in there, 5.
Yeah.
So and then is there 5 more or not? That's not a lot.
Yeah. No, it's
I
not.
can count them in my fingers.
Yeah. Now, do you think have you been in that place yet? Of like, have you been in the moment and been like felt? Have you put your place in like what is it going to feel like being retired? Because you've been competing since you were a junior.
2004.
So
First show. 16 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're talking a couple decades.
Yeah, I had a 5-year hiatus where I was like struggling with drug addiction, obviously. So that doesn't count, but it's like my body was getting beat up in another way, I guess. But remove that, it's still like I was still training, right? So like from 2004 to now, that's like 20 years of competing.
Yeah.
No, more than that. Yeah, 2024, 20 years of competing. So that's a good career. I mean, there's some people are retired like shorter than that. Like, what's Dorian Yates' career? Is it 20? I think it's less.
Mine was less than mine was only 2017.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny,
I started.
right?
I was a late bloomer, man. I didn't start till I was 28. So
That's cool.
I was
That's
playing.
cool.
Every time I was I talked to Flex and stuff and like other bodybuilders who started when they're young. I always like I'm like, what was I doing? When did you get your pro? Like 21. Like, what was I doing when I was 21? I was like, I was playing football. Then I was in college. I was doing like, I was making fun of bodybuilders.
Yeah.
You know Prince. Remember Prince from from here.
Prince Bowline, right?
So yeah, Bobak. He said so. He was one of the first bodybuilders I met. Like he went to the same university. So like we would make fun of him. Like we would literally just make fun of him because he was a bodybuilder.
That's funny.
That's where I was when I was younger, and then now I'm a retired bodybuilder and I love the sport. So
Yeah.
So here's one. So like you've had like 20 years is a damn good career, starting from the get-go, right? And I've been following for a while, and a lot of people, everyone's been following you. And everyone loves the rise in the fall and the rise in the fall and the rise again story. What was your hardest setback and how did you get through that setback?
Well, the hardest setback obviously was it's when I realized I had a drug problem and I tried to stop. I was like, okay, I even have a video on like January 5th, 2015. I uploaded a video on my YouTube. You can find it. I sit on the couch and I say, guys, I'm having a problem. Sometimes you just do things. I don't remember what I said, but pretty much I said, but I'm coming back now. And I thought because I said it and I realized it, and the catalyst for that was my friend who had died from an overdose on Christmas Eve in 2014, the 24th of December. And I was like, he told me the last thing he said was like, you got to get back to bodybuilding. What are you doing? Whatever. And then he just passed. He was just like, he was found in a shed like during the winter because he hid in some guy's shed and shot up and just died, man. It's a reality with addiction, it's very sad. But he's the reason why I was like, you know what, maybe party's over, and then I give it a shot, and I decided to stop. And then 2 weeks later, I did it again.
Yeah.
After my friend died, and I said to everyone I was stopping, and then this is where I realized that, oh shit, this is gonna be harder than I think, because I decide something when I'm motivated, and then when I'm really down, my brain will go straight back to like feeling good the fastest way I can, which is like doing drugs at the time for me. Yeah. So yeah, there was a lot of lying, there was a lot of cheating, there's like avoiding and just like try to fucking hide and avoid the consequences, but I just couldn't. Everything was unmanageable. My life was unmanageable. And then I got caught again. Well, that was 2015 that I went to my first rehab.
Yeah.
And I went to my first rehab, came out, 3 days later, relapsed again. So that was my first. So obviously, drug addiction was the hardest setback I've had, because it took me. I did 5 rehabs total. Even after my first Olympia, that was after 4 rehabs. I failed again, and then I had to do another rehab of 30 days, and then I came back again and did the Olympia again, and I tore 2 biceps during that. But the bicep tears is like fucking little change compared to like trying to beat it. That's like a fucking joke. So reattach weight and it's fixed. Like, people freak out for bicep tears, but when your mind has a fucking tear, that's the real problem.
Yeah. Quote of the year.
Like, I think the hardest thing was like it's like you make a decision and then you just fail yourself and you go back to like your old ways so easily, and over and over again failing, hurting people that loves me, and running away from the people that love me. It was just very hard. Because when I would start using, I wouldn't even think about training or bodybuilding. I didn't give a I didn't want to sleep. I just want to party and just like do whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, but then once all is said and done and you come down, you wake up after like a few days of sleeping, you hate yourself so much, and then you have to rebuild everything back up. So to be honest, like, the hardest setback was just try to like overcome that and manage that. It just took me like years of failing, years of hard work, years of like introspection, years of rehab, and lots of like 12-step stuff, and then just being around the right people. But after all that, at least now, like the obsession is gone.
Yeah.
It's been gone for a while. It can come back though, trust me.
Yeah.
But the hardest setback was just get away from all this shit, you know? When I was younger, was like, oh yeah, one day I'm gonna be a fucking drug addict. You don't decide that. You just make a decision. Another one.
Yeah.
Another one. And then you're like, oh, it's too far now. You try to stop it, you're gone. You can't. Your brain is programmed this way. And not everybody's like that. I'm like that. My brain is hardwired to kill myself. That's all it is. So I got to have something to balance it out. Yeah. Recovery program, and I got to do my shit. And it's like my medicine against my problem. Yeah. So, but yeah, the hardest setback was just my addiction problem. Yeah. Which now it's like for today it's good, you know. Yeah.
How did you get yourself how did you get yourself out? What was the biggest like tool or advocate to getting to getting you to where you are right now?
Well, for me, the only way I could stop is that you take me, you put me somewhere that's like I'm sealed off in almost like a rehab that's like closed off. You can't escape. I mean, you could, but you have to run away, right? So I had to put myself away from the environment that made me want to use drugs for weeks, and then start the program there, start rebuilding my routine there, start rebuilding my life there, and then once I get out, keep doing that, the discipline, the routine, and keep doing the meetings, keep doing the recovery, and don't stop. Because every time I stopped and I slowed down, they would catch up. It's like people always say that in the program, that while you're doing your recovery stuff, the fucking addiction devil is doing push-ups and just waiting for you to be fucking weak. It's like a race against the devil. So if you slow down, devil catches up. Yeah. So you're always going to be proactive and keep going forward. But for sure, I couldn't do it by myself. I needed a rehab. I needed to be sealed up from the world. I needed a program. I needed to be away from anything that was like from my past that was triggering me. I needed to be around the right people. And I'm lucky here at the Pure Muscle and Fitness, all my friends, they just train. They're bodybuilders, right? So,
Yeah.
so I'm lucky with that. So, yeah, it's the only way I could stop is just like just getting help.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I couldn't do it by myself. I'm too crazy.
No, that's, I mean, like in your environment's huge. It's, I get, I think a lot of us watched that, when you moved in or, moved there with Dorian and the guys, how much it's, your life has definitely changed. Can you say that a lot of that's definitely a big advocate to you being able to
Sure.
live your life the way you want? Yeah.
100%. Yeah, because you're always like, they say like spend enough time in the barbershop, you'll get a haircut. So what type of barbershop you're hanging out with, right?
Yeah.
If you still hang out with all your old loser friends that did drugs, chances are you're gonna go back to doing that. But if you hang out with a bunch of meatheads who just want to think about their meals and training, you're gonna think about your meals and training more.
Yeah.
So it's like for me, it was really the right environment to like for my bodybuilding and my career, and then I added like my recovery program over that and the tools I've learned, and then it just worked because I just kept going at it. But for sure, the environment where I am now, it helped. Like away from all the places in Toronto and Montreal that was like I was doing stuff, and the people I just stopped talking to the people really that I was doing stuff with because they were not even really my friends, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too hard to cut them off. But some people it's hard because they've been doing drugs with their friends since they were like kids. So it's kind of hard for them to cut them off. But for me, it was kind of easy, to be honest. So yeah.
Did most everything start for you when you were bodybuilding or before that? Was this something that you had to like, I've been in therapy for about a decade now, and is it something that that you found out, like something that was triggered you, or that was, maybe erupted from maybe bodybuilding, or was it something that happened before bodybuilding, or how did that come to fruition?
Oh, the partying stuff?
Yeah.
Funny enough, it's people I met in the gym, and I guess it was pretty much they had no idea what the kind of worms they opened when they brought me to the first rave. But my first coach, he brought me to like a private rave thing party, and so I went there, and I never done these type of drugs before. And then I tried them, and I'm like, holy shit, this is what drugs are supposed to do. Because I tried like doing other type of drugs before, or weed, fucking didn't like it. Drinking, didn't like it. But I still tried to use it because I thought I should. But then when I found all the pills and whatever, I was like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. And because the thing is, also as an addict, okay, my whole life I'm not really comfortable in my skin. There's always something off. I always feel like something's missing, a void inside. And then when I tried these drugs, it's like I felt fucking relaxed and just good for the first time in my life. So my brain registered that, right? Instant gratification. You feel good for the first time in your life. You're gonna want to go back to that.
Yeah.
So it started like that. It started because somebody brought me to that, and I was like impulsive enough to try new shit, and then it just happened. It's because I was born or I was made into an addict with my childhood and stuff, and the way my brain is programmed. But anybody else you bring to a party that's normal, they're gonna have a lot of fun, go home, it's done, right?
Yeah.
Not me. It's just bad luck.
It was introduced to me. I was just full on alcoholic, like drinker in high school, and then I was introduced to Coke at a frat party. And that was like, before then I drink and then I get in trouble. I get in fights. I would, that would be it. And for the first time, I remember like it was yesterday. I remember a guy asked me, he's like, hey, you want to do a line? I'm like, sure. And I did it. And then the next day I remember being like, people being like, man, John, they used to call me Shreve, my last name Shreve. Like, oh, Shreve, man, you were hilarious yesterday. Like, I've never seen like before. I was like, and I remember like flashbacks like, because I was like drunk but then high still. And I'm like, hey, I can actually drink and do this and not get in trouble. So it made a part of me control the part of me I thought it did, and then
you couldn't get too drunk.
Yeah.
That
bad part of me when I drank would be just suppressed, and this like lovable, fun, ultra like my actual personality, just magnified, came out, and I loved that, being able to, have that, feeling, and then that, the response to it. And then that was it. And it just snowballed, and then it kept going for years. And by the time I knew it, I was, in addictions. And, 2012 was when I first started bodybuilding. 2011, I finished. And then bodybuilding was going to be my escape, or my, my coping mechanism.
New obsession, yeah.
A new obsession. And it was a new obsession. And I didn't really get the understanding of what it was until I went to my next, to therapy again. Because I didn't fix the issue that was there before. So, yeah, inspiring shit, man. It's like, do you feel comfortable in your own skin now? Like, because you seem like you do.
Yeah, but the feeling of like never feeling you're good enough is like also like a curse, but also a gift. So why do you think we like today on legs? I can push myself so far. And I just trained that hard, and I just pushed myself and just had all these goals, because if I was satisfied all the time, would I really push myself?
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's just like you need a balance that I'm working on. It's like, okay, yeah, I can push myself. I can not be satisfied where I am, but it doesn't mean that I'm not a good person, good enough, right? Because there's just the feeling of being worthless it's been there like forever.
Yeah.
But no, I don't feel like that as much anymore, but it's like I have to, like, if I just, let's say if one day I'm tired and I start thinking like where I should be in life,
yeah,
it's like I start feeling like I'm not good enough again. I should be working more, I should have more money, I should this, that, and then I feel like a fucking loser, then you look at your body, it can like snowball, right? So I just need to I just stop myself, and I try to use gratitude a lot, and that really helps. Yeah. I mean, but that void is like, it's still there, but obviously when you're doing things that you're proud of yourself and you're hanging out with people that like love you and you can love back, and it's the void becomes smaller.
Yeah.
It's still there. I mean, I'm not going to be like, yeah, fucking love myself now, but it's like, it's still there, but it's more manageable. Yeah. And because I'm aware of it and I'm aware of how I am and who I am, it's kind of like, it creates light on the problem, and the problem is like less there. Yeah. But if I would still be unconscious and fucking running on like just reaction and impulsions and just reacting to everything that I feel is like, or that I think, man, that was trouble. That didn't feel good.
Yeah.
But now I feel better. But I mean, am I comfortable with myself every time? No.
Yeah.
No, but that's fine. That's the thing. It's like, it's okay. That's how I am. I got to deal with it, you know.
Yeah, I think that I go through the same thing. Like we have similar thought process, because I get to that. I've said it. I've been open about it. I'm comfortable with who I am completely, but there's still things I don't accept, and it's for me it's one of those. My biggest issue is not issue, but my challenge has always been like just being here, like being present. Yeah. And it's when you say like where you should be, quote unquote, what we in our head where we should be. Yeah. And I had this like breakthrough the other day, literally, and it was actually in Tulum at ZAM, the music festival.
Yeah.
So hear me out. Yeah. So I'm at this festival, Afterlife. The music is loud. At one point we're walking, by the stage, and my ears are hurting, and my heart, like my entire body is thumping, and it's physically loud. I can feel the vibrations. Everything's loud, but nothing was louder than my thoughts, which is the craziest thing. And I'd sit there and be like, "Be here, be now." And I would just close my eyes, and I'd listen to one instrument first, then I listen to the melody, listen to a hi-hat, to whatever, and then I'd be here and I'd be there, and then I'd be present. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, my body physically cannot be anywhere but right here. Like, I physically can't be a second faster or a second slower. But my brain can be like light years ahead and like light years behind. And we're always triggered by things that are not happening right now. They're most of the time, they're always something that you thought of, like where I should be in life, or what am I doing right now, or like, stressing about something that arbitrary or whatever it is that you think might happen in the future, and it's like you can't even do anything about whatever that is, that fear, right now. You know what I mean? So it was something I went through. I was like, it was like I've always been aware of it. I've been getting a lot more aware of those things, but it hit me even more when I was just like how loud everything was, and I'm like, my own thoughts cannot drown out this physical noise, and the physical noise that is happening right then and there, presently, is the only noise that actually matters, because it's actually the only noise that's actually going on. You know what I mean? So it's I thought I'd share that. You know,
It's a really good example, and when you said that you're gonna think about the melody, the hi hat, one thing at a time. It's like a trick that I give myself sometimes when I'm like really in my head. I'm like, okay, fucking get out of your head, get back in the room. So what's here? Yeah. Then you touch something, you look at something, you smell something, you hear something that's really in the room. So now you're in the room, you're in the present moment. As soon as I would like drift back in my head, like where the fuck am I? It's like either I'm afraid of the future, or I'm fucking have remorse of something in the past. It's like it's never really good, right? And that's like a really 100% good if you're really 100% in the moment. You know, when you're like let's say, because you do the music too, right? When you're mixing music, you have a flow state, or when you're training during a really hard set that you're really into it because you know these fucking reps are going to be hard and you're trying to activate everything. It's like when you can focus on only one thing and you're doing that thing so well with the flow state. Dude, there's nothing better than that.
No,
nothing, because you're 100% in the moment. So this is why, like, people they do the meditation and shit like that. But there's so many ways to get there. You don't have to sit and just like do this with your fingers, right?
I can't.
You can do a lot of different things like training, music, all this shit. Whenever you can focus on one thing and be really in the moment, that's like a really useful tool to like be more in the now, right?
Definitely.
My mom has been listening to the podcast by Eckhart Tolle. He wrote The Power of Now. That was a great book, to be honest. Like that kind of introduced me to like why we should be in the moment and why happiness is in the moment. Like you said, you already knew about that, but then you had more realization. And I feel like I knew about this shit like years ago too, but I feel like now as I'm getting older, I can like have like little chips that I built more. I'm learning more about it. Because I was even like thinking the other day about like, I guess the meaning of life or something, right? Which is like kind of deep, but I was like, so what the fuck is the point of all this? It's always in prep. I have a point. I'm like, when it gets hard, I'm counting everything to the gram. I'm like trying to like lose body fat on this meat vessel to look a certain way for other people to judge me. I'm like, what am I doing, right? So I start thinking, and then it's like, okay, well, I think what matters the most in my life for me is to do things that are kind of hard so I can be proud of myself for achieving them, and then to spend time with people that I love and just try to make their lives better and try to make my environment better too. And while I'm doing all that, to remove whatever conception of fucking pressure of where I should be and enjoy it more, have more gratitude for it. The thing is, because when you think about it, in the cosmic calendar, what the fuck is our life? Is this, like, are we going to really matter like before and after if you go really stretch as far back? We matter right now with the people and the environment around us, right? So this is what I'm trying to focus on. And bodybuilding is just a path that I took to push myself. Because I don't know, I told Taylor that my fiance is like, as long as you give me something I can push myself at, I'll be good. Something I can improve at. Anything. I can just like apply discipline and just work hard, and then like kind of like just go up, right? So what you earlier said that like, oh, what am I gonna do when I retire? I think we kind of skipped that, but dude, there's so many things I can do.
So many.
I can start doing jiu-jitsu, like level up with that, and whatever it is. I'm not even afraid of being retired. There's gonna be so many doors open. I'll be that old like Jack dude that's ripped, you know, like but ripped, you know. Doesn't matter. But yeah, so the meaning of life is like, I think it's like doing things to make yourself proud. It's the only thing you're gonna, for me, it's the only thing that you're gonna be like, am I gonna be happy with? If I look back, I'm on my deathbed, right? Am I gonna be like, oh, I should have worked 8 hours more per week so I could have $100,000 more a year? You
No.
think I'm gonna give a about that when I'm almost dead?
Yeah.
Because I thought about that the other day too. I look back and I look at my mom was like worked really hard, single mom, 3 kids. We counted everything to the dollar, the cent at the grocery store. She didn't have a lot of money because she was pretty much by herself to pay for her kids. Do I care about that? How much money I had? No. I just wish my dad was there more. I wish it's more like the time with my family, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I look back and I don't care if my mom or my dad made more money or not. I was like, so my kids later won't give a fuck if I make 100 grand or more or less. They're going to care if I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So we're going to be there for the people that like us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That matters the most.
It's so true, man.
Right?
Yeah. 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 It's funny you say that because, like, when I retired, it was retiring from bodybuilding for me. It was retiring from football almost, because I that was my void filler, and I've never stopped playing. That was what helped me continue to be competitive. But then when I finished, I was like, man, there's so much stuff I'm doing right now that I want, I want to do even more, just racing super bikes, archery, getting in fighting, acting. There's so much more, because as a competitive bodybuilder, there's so much resilient. There's so much bodybuilding gave us. Just I think we're some of the most resilient people out there. You can just take on, I find bodybuilding helped a lot with a lot of my mental health. And it had a lot to do with my mental health as well too. But if it wasn't for this environment at all, I don't think I'd be as strong as mentally if I did have to bodybuild. Because up until I started bodybuilding, football was the hardest sport I've ever played. Bodybuilding, there's nothing harder than getting to that place of if you're trying to get to a body fat percentage, existing is tiring. It's hard, right? And you have to acknowledge it. You can be as tough as you want, but when you don't got calories and fat, and you got to carry on as much muscle as you got to carry on every single day, and you got X amount of weeks left and hours of cardio left, and you're looking for the clock for the next meal, that shit's hard. So it's cool to hear your stance, your point of view.
Yeah, you mentioned that bodybuilding gave you a lot of skills pretty much, but when you look at it, bodybuilding, we're the best at repetition. We eat the same fucking thing every day. We fucking do the same exercises. The reps are repetitions. It's like we're in a loophole to get better, because that's how we get better. But how do we get better at anything? Is by doing repetition. What did Bruce Lee say about mastering a kick? You got to kick it 10,000 times. For example, you take Jay Cutler or Dorian Yates, okay? And for some reason, they would decide to start playing piano, and they would put as much effort as in bodybuilding, they would become great piano players. I believe that fucking drive they had there, they could just apply it there. But the thing is, you have to be interested, right? If you're not interested, it's kind of hard.
I think if you have music, you climb, but I get you 100%. The DJing, I'm a musician. I've been playing, since I've been playing piano since I was 3. I play 7 instruments, so picking up, playing the controller is like playing the piano, and I'm music, training, football, but those things, I'm nowhere else. I am 100% I know. I'm watching the seconds. I'm looking at the timer. I'm right in the moment. Those. So picking that up and and knowing hey, I gotta practice today. I go downstairs and practice for 10 minutes a day, 10, 15 minutes a day, 100%. And if I have more time, then I do more time. But every day, I do 15 minutes. I'll do a 15-minute set and just work on one thing at a time, or is a transition, work on the loops, work on, you know what I mean? It's true. I never thought of that. I've thought of that before, but never thought I never been consciously been we're the best at repetitions. That is insane to think about. It's true. We can sit there and do be a pro at this. And I'm all right, cool. And by the time by the time you know it, I'll be doing next week. Spin on my finger, yo, look, Antoine, I did it. We've done thousands and we've done we've had to, I don't know how many reps we've done. We had to have done 1,000,000 reps.
I was trying to calculate the other day how many squats I've done in my life. But it's a lot. It's a lot of reps. If you divide like all the reps we did weekly, let's say if you do like 20 working sets of like 12 reps, so 20 times 12, what the fuck is that? 240.
When did you start working out?
21 years. So what's the volume of that with sets per week? Whatever, it's too much. We could take the calculator and calculate, or ask ChatGPT to do it, but
Let's see. Let's say you did 20 hard sets, 20 sets of
Per
10
day.
reps, of 10 reps each for fun.
yeah, 200 reps.
So 200 reps
Five.
once
days
a
a
week. 1 million. What about 1 million reps?
1 million reps. You were right. 1 million reps.
1 million reps.
That's a lot of reps.
That's a lot of reps. Because there's more. Some days there's more. Because there's you probably had those stints where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do 2 days. Because
Yeah, or like 15 reps for arms. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, for sure, 1 million reps, I guess.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, I think you know who did more reps, more repetition than us. Though I find like martial artists are probably even better, or Olympic gymnasts.
Musicians.
Oh, you're right, musicians.
Do this. Just doing a C. That's doing that.
What's the sport or skill that's like the most basic repetition that's done over archery? Maybe. It's just this. Clink.
So archery. So I'm competitive archer, and it's like it's different though, because it's not just it's like the point of contact on hand.
Yeah, on the cheek,
and then on your cheek, and then just like this,
and
then it's again setting up, draw, this.
You do compound or recurve or longbow?
Compound.
Okay, I just bought a recurve crossbow.
Oh wow, recurve crossbow. You're
Excalibur, the micro one, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I got to go hunting next year, so I got it's over there. But I had like the little Hornet one before.
Yeah.
I was practicing inside, but now I got an even bigger one. I'm kind of afraid of shooting inside with that.
I shoot I got a 5-yard target in my house. Just hitting there.
with your compound.
Yeah. I got a target target. It won't go like the targets won't go through it.
So is it one with all the clothes in it you put?
It's not close. It's a what do you call it? It's predator target. It's a legitimate target.
Okay.
It's like hard foam and like
Gotcha.
whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can. Mine's a 55 pound pull.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I want to start that someday too. You know.
Recurve's nuts. Like I saw like I can shoot recurve, but I just don't like that's another skill that I want to actually
The
take.
recurve crossbow is easy because you step on it, you pull it, and then you hear, and then you load the bolt, and then you aim.
Yeah.
So you're
That's
not
still
really with the thing. Yeah.
Have you been hunting before?
Never. You have your license? Outdoors?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I'm going to go next year in Quebec. My friend is like, his family owns 80 acres in Gaspésie. 80 acres. And it's crazy because, they're missing guys. So if you want to come, I'll ask him. They have had this lands because they were one of the first settlers in the 1600s. His family. They just owned that part since the 1700s.
Wow. Well,
So it's like they've been hunting there for generations. So everything is set up.
I'm in.
There's even a gym nearby. They have the apartment there. They have like the spots where they've been like feeding the animal with the salt in the same spot all the time, and
And you just go there.
Tail. Everything.
Wow. So big game there too.
Bear.
Well, count me in. I'm already like if you got room, I'm in.
I'm gonna ask him. I gotta ask him. They're a bunch of Quebecers though, like real Quebecers. So
real. What was your most memorable moment of your career so far?
I thought
Amateur and pro, like do you have like amateur and pro. Like, do you have one better than the other?
There's a few of them, I guess. So when I got second place to the overall winner of the Arnold, this is when I was like, maybe I could become a pro for sure. My first show that I won when I was 16 years old was like cool because, wow, I did that all by myself and I succeeded, right? And then the Arnold Amateur was a good one. Then when I turned pro 2012, that was like one of the best feelings of my life, because I was going through a breakup at the same time, like a couple weeks out, and I just didn't give up and didn't miss a meal, didn't miss cardio, and I just pushed through. Went over there by myself and then I rented a truck for the first time, and I was driving around going to the gym and just talking to John Meadows by email, listening to his instructions, and then I won. So that was great. And then after that, another great moment is probably my first pro win, and it was during COVID. The thing that was crazy is that the shows were getting postponed. Postponed. I was dieting for a whole year, and I was one of the last Mohicans to compete. And then I did a Cali Pro that was in Vegas in a warehouse with like the weird lighting and stuff. But the guys were good enough to still throw the show. So I got that. That was like a fucking relief. I was like, oh man, we did it. And I was after getting 7th place at the New York Pro, getting my ass kicked by like all the guys. And to come back the following week to win was like, it was nice for me, but also for my coach Dorian, because we've been working together for a long time, and I was happy to give him his first pro win, right? So that was a nice one. Chicago Pro was nice because it was like another pro win, and I was with my fiance. That was great. We had some fun at that show, and it was cool to share. It was cool to share that moment with. It's like if you're just winning by yourself, it kind of it's cool, but it's not the same. It's fun when you can share this moment with people you love. I find so. It was nice to do that with my fiance Taylor, and the Olympiads were cool too. But for some reason, it's like my first one was very much overwhelming. Jay was like, try to just relax and enjoy it. It's your first Olympia. You only get one first one, right? Like, I'll relax. I was fucking losing my mind. So I wish I could have enjoyed it more. So if somebody's listening to that, if you're doing a show that's like a big show, try to just enjoy it. But my second Olympia was cool, I guess, but for some reason the Olympias didn't give me as much, like, because there were so many people. I knew I wasn't going to fucking because my first one, I knew what happened. It's like you get fucking pushed away real quick if you're not like right. So, but I'm excited about the Arnold. So I think the Arnold would be like my newest like big moment. Of maybe my routine will be fucking sick and whatever it is, right? Yeah,
I see it. I see the. I made a comment to you before at the Olympia, but I'm already seeing you do your routine, and then Arnold come with his camera and being like this, and yourself, and you be the back. I can see that.
I got something nice planned up, and I'll tell you off the air. I'll keep it a surprise.
Won't tell me. Who's your biggest motivator in bodybuilding? Like, do you have someone like this, like in the another bodybuilder, or just someone in the sport, or just could be a friend or whatever, that is your biggest like motivator? Like they can just say whatever to, and you're just like, I'm ready to go.
Well, when I first started bodybuilding, I was looking at pictures and old videos like Battle for the Olympia, and Kevin Levrone was always like, this guy looks fucking. This is like, I want to look like that guy.
Yeah.
That was like a goal that I had. Like, this is and Dennis Newman was another guy. You remember Dennis Newman, the bodybuilder? Just like mass with aesthetics, like you said earlier. So those were like inspirations. But Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, all the big names, always inspiring, right? And as far as like friends around here, obviously like my friend Dorian Hamilton's helped me so much, and it's always good to be around people who have like good values. And just like are just nice people, So, and they're very like giving, altruistic, and selfless and stuff. And so that's very that's inspiring for like not just to train, but more like how to be with people, right? So I guess Dorian as a friend has been a good example of that good guys can also win, So. But other than that, who else? I mean, Jay's always he would send me a text sometimes, just Jay Cutler? Jay Cutler. He would like.
I was just gonna ask you, like, do you have any like? Do you talk to any of these guys that you look up to, like on a?
I got Jay's number, but I'm not gonna be like, "Hey Jay, what's up? How you doing, man? Hey, what's up? Like, why WYD? Question mark? What are you doing? Hey, bro, you up? So,
Yeah.
so sometimes if I have a question that needs him to be answered, I'll message him, or if it's his birthday or whatever, or sparingly, right? But sometimes he's gonna text. He would text me and be like, or comment on my Instagram,
Yeah.
just like just knowing that this guy takes the time to just support
Yeah.
not just me but other athletes too, right? Is pretty
Yeah,
cool because
yeah.
he's obviously you can tell he loves bodybuilding because he's still around. He doesn't need to be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't need to be here. He just loves to support and stuff. So it's really cool. I think Jay is a great example of like ambassador of
Yeah.
bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think Jay's up there too with like motivation and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Flex is that guy to me. He's
Lex
he's
Lewis?
yeah, we're good buddies, but he'll send me messages because I know he watches me do stuff, so he'll send me messages that are very like he was at the last UFC fight he was at. I saw him on in the crowd trying to shake. He's shaking hands with Trump, and I took a video of him. Like, look at this guy, and I sent it to him. And he
That's
sent me,
funny.
he sent me that day that pictures of his, who he was with and stuff, and some good, words of, some words of encouragement and stuff. And so it's cool to have.
Flex Lewis, right? Lewis?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the man. I like Flex.
Yeah. Flex.
Oh, yeah.
He sends some good encouragement. That's what I like about bodybuilding. You have like there's doesn't matter how big they get. Some guys get. They still like have like humility to know like they almost look at us or whoever. Like I remember being that person and and they see a lot more of themselves, and I think we all see each other in each other.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? So almost like similar to you and Mac, like you and Morgan going full circle. Morgan is you got a guy that's giving you some like fresh blood that's getting you motivated. You see yourself back in the, you know what I mean? You see that, and then at the same time, Morgan's like, man, I get to train with fucking Antoine. That's fucking dope. He's going to the Olympia. He's going to the Arnold. So it's a really reciprocal relationship. That's one thing I miss about bodybuilding, and I'm always gonna miss, is the camaraderie backstage stuff. I like the backstage second best to posing routine.
Yeah. Backstage after prejudge.
Yeah.
After prejudge, like the pressure comes down, everybody's more friendly. So after prejudge, usually you get an idea where you place and like
Yeah.
judging is done.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. The backstage camaraderie is cool, but you can get the camaraderie when you go to expos and stuff. But I guess it's not the same as backstage. You're right.
Yeah.
Competing and stuff. Yeah.
You had a heart issue.
Yeah.
You've had torn bicep. You've had a lot of these factors affect you in your mindset. How do you continue? Like, how do you keep your balance and keep your head with having, like someone breaks their arm or, separates their knee playing football, coming back from that is like, it's mentally hard. How have you been able to, what have you done to be able to come back from, having those are serious injuries, those are serious, issues.
So the first bicep tear here, if you see the scar right here, see that?
Yeah.
The first bicep tear happened 2 weeks before the New York Pro 2019.
Yeah.
So that was my first. That one sucked. I cried right there on the gym floor. I was like crying, and then I went home. All my friends came home, and it was like a big deal, right? I'm the first in the group who tore something.
Yeah.
So but then as soon as I after 4 hours of like not a pity party, but like really afraid, and I was like, okay, let's go to Buffalo tomorrow, MRI, and let's move on from there. And then as soon as I had like the next step. Sometimes I just need to know where to fucking go. Tell me where to go. Tell me where to go. I'll go there. I'll do my best. That's it.
Yeah.
But so that one sucked. But I came back from that. A year later, I won my first pro show and qualified for the Olympia. And then when I tore this one here, when I tore it, I was like, oh fuck again. I was not near a show or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
I was actually like in not doing so well with the party stuff and. I was like, oh, whatever. Fuck, I'll just fix it later. Actually, it's a f***ed up story, but I guess I can say it's kind of funny. Funny now. So, I couldn't, obviously, when I start doing drugs, I can't stop, right? So, that was 2021, my last big relapse. So, then I kept doing drugs. I would flush it at night, in the morning, get up, oh, fuck it, I'm going to stop later. Just stuck in a loop. And then my arm was like I tore my bicep too, so I was like with my arm like messed up. I kept going, and then Dorian was like, and I had a surgery planned in like soon, like in a week or whatever. So Dorian said, "Hey, you're gonna have to like stop now or cancel the your surgery because who knows if you go under with all the shit you took, you gotta wake up, whatever. It's dangerous, right?" I'm like, "Fuck, he's right." So I can't stop though. So I called the hospital. I'm like, "Hey, the surgery. I don't want to be put under." So I did a surgery awake. Yeah, but I was like kind of phasing out because they gave me some other shit. But I was like, so I stopped drugs the day before. I slept 3 hours, went to the hospital, had bicep surgery awake. So that's kind of like how fucked up I was. But yeah, so after that, I knew exactly the process because I did it with this one here, right? So I just recovered, I did the rehab for my mind, and I did the rehab for this at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that was, imagine like you hate yourself in rehab with an arm in a fucking cast.
Yeah.
Like you regret all your decisions and you hate yourself and you're like, oh my god, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. After a week, I felt okay. And then I was good, man. I was like back on the good path. But yeah, these two things, like the bicep tears, the first one was scary because it was unknown. Second one, I already knew what to expect. And then the hard thing was like, there was a period of time where a lot of bodybuilders, kind of like every few months, like whatever, passed away, and it was unexpected, right? People didn't know they were going to pass away. I guess obviously they didn't know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, how can I, like, how the fuck, if they didn't know, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
So I went and did some testing, and then the calcium score came up higher, but it's all like blood pressure related, and I wonder if it's because as a heavy bodybuilder, who knows what my pressure was when I was partying.
Yeah.
Probably not good.
Yeah.
Right? So I think I probably did some damage with that, and my genetics. My dad had like a couple heart attacks. My grandfather had like heart surgeries and stuff like that. So for me, for my family tree, my bloodline is like the heart is the thing. Yeah. But then I was like, hey, Dad and Grandpa, then you could have told me that before. Yeah. Or maybe they did it, I didn't listen as a fucking teenager, like who knows, right? But so I was like, so how I overcame that, I was like, okay, health first. Yeah. All right. So what that means is that if I can't fucking control this, I'm gonna just quit bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So I went down in size a lot before the Chicago and Vancouver show. I was a lot down in size. I controlled my blood pressure. And then I started like, let's start the prep, but let's not tell anyone. Yeah. So I started the prep a little bit, and then a little bit more. And then everything it was fine. And then I think I only announced that I was doing Vancouver 2 weeks before or something. And then I went to do that, got second to EN, and then won Chicago. So that's how I came back. And then since then, I take my blood pressure, and if it's not good, I also have Dr. Dwayne. Yeah. That's been helping me since then. And Dr. Dwayne is very good with that stuff. He's a very expert with the all the synergy of all the organs together. Yeah. And blood pressure and all this stuff. So I'm not doing anything without like talking with Dorian, which is very conservative with stuff, and and Dr. Dwayne. So that's a big difference now. Yeah. But to be honest, if and then I went to see my cardiologist again for a follow-up, and I did a halter test where I had to like carry the thing for 3 days, and I did all the other tests. They did the blood work, and the guy was like, "Oh, whatever you're doing is working." Yeah. So I said, "Really? I don't have to do that?" He said, "No, you're good, because even if we do another test, the treatment is working, what you're doing. So you got to just keep doing that." Because I take a couple of medications, and I said, they said, this bodybuilding stuff, you got to keep going. How long? I said, for maybe 2 years. I said, oh, after that you stop, you'll be good. You'll be back to normal, like, it won't affect your life, like in the end, right? So I'm like, that's good. But the thing with me is that back before that day of Vancouver prep, if Dorian and Dwayne and me and my cardiologist, because I also saw him back then, would have said, dude, you're being an idiot to keep going. Yeah. I would have stopped. Yeah. I would have stopped. Yeah. And I would have done something else. Yeah. But now I've been just being like monitoring it and being smart about it, and I know I'm not gonna. That's why like this the past year, you don't see me ever going super heavy anymore in the off season. I'm not over 300 pounds. I'm just like I'm kind of actually the same size as now, same weight as now. I'm 271.6 this morning.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I go up to 280 something, 283, 284 when I'm off season. But it's like it's different composition.
Yeah.
And it's like a little bit more fat, a little bit less muscle.
Yeah.
Then I pull Kevin Lebroni for the show, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing right now. So I think it's a healthier thing for me. I think the base of my mass is there. Obviously, I could probably be a better open bodybuilder if I push the size a lot in the off season.
Yeah.
But I don't want to fucking. If I could do it without my blood pressure rising and having the pressure on the heart and the kidney, I'll do it. But I'm 36 now. You know, I look at all the guys who are 30, 28, who are pushing their size, doing crazy stuff. You know, I'm like, I was like, it was so good when I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
Right? It's like my best drug years were when I didn't know I had a problem.
Yeah.
These guys are still there, but bodybuilding version.
Yeah.
So let them have it, but then as you get older, sometimes like the body is like you gotta respect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta respect your body. Like this, let's say you are a soul, and then this body is like, hey, here's a body, a meat vessel for your whole life. Take care of it. That's the only one you got.
Yeah.
You can't change it.
Yeah.
So you gotta respect your body. So I'm respecting it. I'm not doing anything extreme. Obviously, the last 4 weeks of a show is like it's always like, all right, let's fucking go. But after that, like if you go back to like you do a detox and all this shit, you're good. But the thing is, people don't understand. Like I got a doctor following everything I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should have done that when I was 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some people now who don't even do that now.
Yeah.
They just mindfully listen to a random coach online that just like heard stuff from somebody else.
Do this. Yeah.
With me, it's like I make with my doctor. I'm my own fucking study. I'm like taking notes, this and that. It's like it's kind of cool to see what does what and how it affects inside.
Yeah, it's almost like how, like, to be honest, like your approach is how you should be doing it. I think everybody who's competing should be like like, because like if you think about it too, like when you look at other sports, they're doing the same thing. Like they have, you know, when they get checked in every year when it comes to like the medical and, you know, not a football player, baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey, not one person steps foot on that field, that ice, that court without going through proper medical to know you're good to play.
By the doctor.
Yeah, so like the way you're doing it is the way that, you know, everyone should be doing it. I got blood work about 2 to 4 times a year when I competed because I was paranoid. I was scared. I was scared of steroids. I'm dead serious. I was like, this stuff's scary and this stuff can kill me in my head. You know, I'm a worry guy. So, like, I get a nick in my, you know, something's nicked in my knee or whatever. It's torn. I gotta go to the doctor now and see what's wrong with it. It's okay. You're fine. All right, cool. I'm good to go. And I'll run around, right? So it's, you know,
But it's better to be over wary than not enough. Like, I think with bodybuilders, the mindset out of sight, out of mind is like can be your worst enemy. There's a lot of things like blood pressure. You don't fucking feel that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't feel if your liver is really like on the way to failing. You don't feel if your kidneys are going down. You don't feel high blood pressure. It's like that you gotta do extra testing. You gotta be proactive with it.
Yeah.
Dude, if these poor bodybuilders didn't pass away, I didn't get the idea of checking my heart because of them. Would I be another fucking sad story in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years?
Yeah.
Maybe. You know, so I'm glad that I did that for myself. And I think, you know, that's also cool because I've shared about that. I got a lot of people saying, like, you're going to fucking die. There's a lot of people, like, health shaming and saying you're going to die, right?
Of course.
But those suck, but I just let it fucking bounce back and slip off my shoulders, right?
Yeah.
I don't hold on to it. But on the other hand, I'll give you one example. This guy at the gym said, hey, I'm going to do some tests because I saw your videos for my heart, and I'll let you know how it's going to go. Then he comes back, dude, thank fucking God I went there. I'm gonna have to put a stint in 2 weeks. If I didn't go, I would have probably had real problems very soon. So maybe I saved this guy's fucking life.
Yeah,
The
100%.
guy's got put a stint 2 weeks later after like seeing my video.
Yeah,
It's like just one person that you helped like that
yeah,
is worth all the fucking bullshit on the other side.
yeah,
So for me, it's like it's always a risk to share like some of your personal life and struggles. Like even with addiction and stuff, you always see like in the comments sometimes people will say something.
Bring it back. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
man, whatever, man. If you would see the number of fucking messages I have of people that are happy that I share my story,
Yeah.
it's worth it.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
we
That's
kind of went off track with the how I overcame the hard stuff, but that's how I did it. Pretty much is just again was getting help and just being on top of it.
just being
And,
conscious.
yeah, being conscious of it and never being reckless anymore of like ignoring things
Yeah,
or being like, yeah, fuck this, I'll deal this with this later, or oh, I should be fine, whatever, right?
yeah,
If I had to choose between bodybuilding and my health, I will choose my health first.
100%.
You know, nobody cares that much that I'm a bodybuilder. To be honest, like,
Yeah.
who really cares? Like, if I compete 1 or 5 years, or
Yeah,
nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
I think I do in my head, maybe, but
Yeah.
nobody cares.
yeah,
I'm doing this for myself anyway, right?
yeah, yeah,
So people will still follow me if I train, if I compete or not. Because when you really think about it, the only difference when you're retired or not is maybe how much supplements you take, but it's mostly like 1 or 2 days a year you're not on stage in trunks. That's it.
yeah.
You're training every day in the gym anyway.
That's it. Just to put it in a nutshell. Literally. Yeah.
Yeah, you're saving yourself being oiled up on stage in a speedo under stage lights.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's the only difference.
Yeah. Yeah. They see you more in the gym. They see you on stage.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, 'cause the thing is, I'm always going to train.
Yeah.
Well, that will never change.
So you're not only an inspiration to bodybuilders, but also to those recovering from addiction and promoting mental health awareness. What advice would you give up and coming bodybuilders?
Regarding that, mental health and addiction,
Bodybuilding just is such an inviting place for those who have addiction issues or mental health.
well, to be honest, like, let's say I would go to rehab, I would sleep for 4 days, be miserable. The first day I would wake up and start my recovery would be the first day I go to the gym. So for me, it goes self-care, and recovery and the gym goes kind of like hand in hand. So it goes together. So obviously it's going to help, but it's not the answer of it all.
Yeah.
Like I think the main thing that I can give advice for young kids or anybody like watching this, if you're struggling with something, just it's okay to fucking ask for help. The worst thing is if you don't talk about it and you keep it inside, then it just fester and you're just suffering for no reason. But sometimes our ego will like keep us from doing that, or we're just afraid of going out and asking for help because of the judgment. But the thing is, if you imagine your friend coming to you, hey, I have a problem, I need help. Like then the person is like really serious and emotional about it, and they really need your help. You're gonna fucking want to help them.
Yeah.
So there's people out there who are gonna be really happy to help you if you just ask them if you're struggling, right?
Yeah.
So and the thing, as a young bodybuilder, you would have given me a bunch of advices. I don't even know if I would have listened to them, because the only reason why I learned is from like bad consequences.
Yeah.
So for those out there who are like extreme, impulsive, and reactive, how much suffering are you gonna handle before you want to change? That's up to you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, once the suffering of staying the same becomes higher than the suffering of changing, this is when you change. It's when like it hurts too much to stay the same, and it will hurt less to change.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just scary to do so. But the main thing that I can repeat again is just like, if you're suffering, just get help.
Yeah.
Send Johnny a DM. Send me a DM.
Yeah.
If I see it, I ignore most of my DMs, but if it's like stuff about like recovery, I try to like, take the time to answer, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if it's like a, hey man, nice calves, fire emoji.
Yeah.
Hashtag that fetish. I'm gonna ignore that.
Yeah.
But if it's like somebody like who needs some help, whatever, and about like addiction or things like that, I'm gonna take the time. So but there's people everywhere who are willing to help. Because the thing with we see out there in the world, we see a lot of negative shit, wars popping up, negative stuff like people complaining and this and that. But okay, yeah, that's a small percentage. That takes a lot of exposure. There's a lot of good people out there. Most of us are good people.
Yeah.
And we're most of us are willing to help each other, 100%.
Yeah.
So I just need to say this again. If you're suffering, just like it's okay.
Yeah.
You're not less of a man if you ask for help. So that's the advice.
Yeah. That's huge. Yeah. It's yeah. Ask any of us. I answer. I look them if there's event to help. I'm on it. I'll talk off a legend dead serious. I'm like, not on my watch. I'm gonna talk for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Ready for some rapid fire? We'll wrap this right up. Wrap it up. Favorite cheat meal?
Pizza.
What kind of pizza?
Hawaiian.
Oh.
Stuffed crust.
Oh.
Why do all black people hate Hawaiian pizza? Why is that?
I don't think fruit should be on my pizza.
Q says the same thing. Maybe not all black people, but the two people I know who hate Hawaiian pizza are black. That's funny.
All right, favorite type of music.
Well, techno.
Favorite artist or group.
Relief Records and Dirty Bird Records. They've been making good beats like house and stuff. It's like a Green Velvet,
Nice. Yeah.
Whatever it is, but I don't have that's the thing. I don't have a favorite artist.
Yeah.
But
I got.
If I would choose metal, there's a few bands I really like. They're a classic. It's like Slayer, fucking Metallica is good. But as far as the beats go here, there's like whatever sounds fucking good.
Too many. Yeah. All right. Pet peeve.
Wet and soft handshake by a man. Where you're like kind of you shake their hands, they're like all cold and wet and like not strong. That's kind of weird, man. I'd rather have a big man shake my hand hard, Like, what's up with your hand, man? Why is your hand small and wet? Freaks me out with it.
Yeah. That's good. Most attractive quality in a woman.
Oh.
My fiance.
Yeah, my fiance's over there. Better fucking make my answer good.
Better.
What is it? What is it?
That I have like self-confidence.
Oh, yes.
About my appearance.
She's right. That's one thing that I really love about her. I really never like hear her say like, "Oh, I feel fat," she's very confident about her appearance. And the thing is, she's not a gym girl too. Are you a gym girl now?
No.
No, she's not.
No.
You heard her? Yeah, no. So for sure, that quality of like just self-confidence.
Yeah.
And not like some girls are really insecure. And it's funny because in the gym, you would think that all the girls who are like look really good have the best confidence because they look good. No, it's like kind of the opposite. I find sometimes. So they should give themselves like more like credit, I guess, or I don't know how to say it, but
Don't be so hard on
don't they shouldn't be so hard on themselves. So she's very good at not being hard on herself. How do you say that? Being kind to herself.
Yeah.
Very caring, kind to herself.
Self-love.
Confidence, self-love, very loving. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. I know this one, but favorite bodybuilder?
Favorite bodybuilder, Johnny Shreve.
Yes. Liar.
No, favorite bodybuilder. I said Kevin Levrone earlier.
Yeah.
And Jay Cutler, they're good for different reasons.
Yeah.
Those are good bodybuilders. Yeah.
All right. One health tip.
One health tip. Take your blood pressure.
Nice.
Measure your blood pressure every day.
All right. Last but not least, favorite movie.
There's a movie that I watched more than any other movies in the past. I guess I'll say that, but I didn't watch in a while. Is Escape from L.A. with Kurt Russell.
Escape from LA. Wow.
Remember that movie?
Oh
Snake
wow.
Plissken?
Yeah. So, who's your favorite actor? Like you're bringing up like classics. But who's your favorite actor? Kurt Russell.
Favorite actor. I mean, I think Arnold and Stallone are a really good actor, but wait, fucking Christian Bale is really good though. Yeah,
Well, cool, man. That's it, man. That was this is one of the favorite interviews I've ever done.
yeah, buddy.
Absolute pleasure, man. And I'm definitely coming on yours, so you let me know when, and I'll be.
Yeah, I'll let you know when. And also, we're gonna have like the Pure Muscle Fitness Music Festival and Car Show this summer, and I guess I'm announcing it here. I didn't even confirm with my friends if I can do it or not, but I'm gonna make it happen.
Yes.
Pretty much, I have a lineup of like DJs who are just like people from the gym that mix music. Myself, I should be somewhat okay by then.
Well, yo, I appreciate you again coming on, guys. Make sure you guys follow Antoine on his channel. I'll have all of his links right here. Make sure you guys follow him on all of his podcasts. And make sure you guys are following his journey on the way to the 2024 Arnold Classic. This year, he's going to be, we're saying 100%, we're manifesting best poser guarantee. I'm saying that. We're manifesting, it's happening. We've seen it, we see it, it has happened. Arnold is doing the video like this. You're behind him doing a sweet, maybe a twisted twisted bicep. I don't know. But you're good at that. There you go. There you go. All right, man. Appreciate you again, man, coming on. And guys, thank you for watching. Until next time, you know what it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.